Back at you with another one. It's the Steve Monahan Show. Damn, we had some good boxing this weekend. Gervonta Tank Davis taking on Frank Martin. David Benvidez taking on Oleksandr Gvozdyk. Light heavyweight debut for David. And last but not least, Subriel Matias, the boogeyman at 140, fighting Liam Paro. Let's talk about it. Great fights. I watched it. I hope you did too. Buckle up. Let's get into it. Well, we'll start with the first fight of the night, Saturday night. Great fights, by the way. I hope everybody watched them. They were really good fights. We had the Mexican monster, David Benvidez, taking on Oleksandr Gvozdyk. This guy, Gvozdyk, was part of the Olympic team, the Ukrainian Olympic team, along with Lomachenko. I forget the other guy's name, but he beat Navarrete a couple weeks ago, and Oleksandr Usyk. So this whole Olympic team is highly skilled, tough boxers. And the guy Oleksandr Gvozdyk taking on the Mexican monster, David Benvidez. He got that name, by the way, from Mike Tyson. So anyway, Oleksandr Gvozdyk was an Olympic medalist. He also only had one loss coming into this fight. And his one loss was by Benvidez, who everybody knows is an absolute beast, a machine. He's the unified champion at light heavyweight. And you got the other champion, Dmitry Bivol, who is also a machine. So the fight's going on. It starts. Oleksandr Gvozdyk is already showing that he's tough and could take the shots from David Benvidez. And early on in the fight, Benvidez was doing some amazing body work, rocking him to the body with rights and lefts.
There's another left hook to the body, a right hand. Oh, the blitzing combinations of Benvidez. Beautiful left hand.
It was just an exciting fight to watch. Would the monster's power show up at the higher weight class of 175, light heavyweight, taking on this iron chin of a warrior in Oleksandr Gvozdyk? So the fight kind of went the same way from start to finish. David Benvidez was putting in great work. He looks much improved. And he wound up getting, I believe, a unanimous decision.
He is now the interim WBC light heavyweight world champion, the Mexican monster, David El Monstruo Benavidez.
Well-deserved unanimous decision. Now, the interesting part about this fight and the curiosity behind will his power translate at this higher weight class is that he had hand problems. Not only one hand, but two hands. In the post-fight press conference, he stated so.
About a month ago, I didn't even think I was going to make it to this fight. I had a torn ligament here. Hand was injured, and I got a cut in my eye, but, I said, fuck it.
And he had a torn ligament in, I believe, his right hand, which, if you watch the press conference, he's just nonstop rubbing it. And what looked to be a broken left hand. His knuckles and hand were all swollen. I've broken mine a few times, so I kind of know what it looks like already. But yeah, he has this torn ligament in one hand, broke the other hand. He also had a cut above his eye that he sustained during training camp sparring that I don't want to say open and raw, but just healed. Like it just sort of closed 2 days ago, where it's at that point where if you just push it or poke at it the wrong way, it might just bust open again. With all of that being said, the hand injuries, the eye worry, because he did say he was worried about that.
On the screen, we could see the cut with the stitches. It seemed like that was pretty bad. Could you just talk about how that happened in camp? And, I know you said earlier it seemed like it was close to almost getting canceled there, but just talk about how it happened and just were you worried about it opening up in the fight itself?
I was definitely worried about it.
He pulled off a very, very impressive victory over a very, very tough opponent in Oleksandr Gvozdyk. The Mexican Monster seems to have improved and hopefully gets better in time. He says he needs a little bit to rest to get his hands right, which can't blame him. How are you going to box if your tools, per se, are not working right? So the body work he put in, the defense he displayed, it wasn't amazing, but it was definitely noticeably better than he probably has ever been. His footwork looked better against the Ukrainian that has very good footwork. And he pulled out the decision. Well-deserved, and congratulations, shout out to David Benvidez. It's well-deserved. Moving on from that fight, time-wise, was the 140-pound champion Subriel Matias, the boogeyman, taking on a lesser-known, I didn't actually know who he was, Liam Paro. And I watched most of this fight. I watched it from, I believe, round 1 through 5. And then by the time I went back to it, because I had switched to go watch Gervonta, by the time I got back to it, it may have been like the 11th or 12th round. So Liam Paro, the parts of this fight that I saw against the champion boogeyman Subriel Matias, Liam Paro outboxed him.
Been in this fight, he got the respect. He's peppering, he's getting the angles, he's using the ring. Liam Paro's boxing nicely.
Just outworked him, outboxed him, outclassed the champion to a well-deserved.
All three for your winner by unanimous decision. And the new
He's done it! Do you believe it?
Champion of the world,
impressive. Welcome to 140, top of the weight class champion Liam Paro. He got the decision over the boogeyman. And again, the parts that I saw, 1 through 4, 1 through 5, whatever it may have been, and then 11 and 12, I saw no urgency from the champ. Subriel Matias, for lack of a better word, was a dud. A straight up dud, absolute dud. He didn't seem to be powerful, which 20 knockouts with 20 wins. I don't know what was wrong with him. Everybody has an off day. You can't be at your best every single day. You're going to have a bad day here and there throughout your life. And maybe that's what happened. I don't know. What I do know is congratulations to Paro. Somebody who thought could definitely not beat the boogeyman. At least in my opinion, I thought Paro was done for. But yeah, congratulations, Liam. New heavyweight. Light, is it lightweight, right? 140? Super lightweight? Super lightweight. 140 champion. Along with Pitbull, Isaac Cruz, who I'm a big, big fan of. I want to see him take on all the rest of the champions. Teofimo Lopez, can't forget Tio. Shout out to Brooklyn, DK all day, and Teofimo Lopez. And of course, you got Devin Haney, who took the big L against Ryan Garcia recently. Moving on. Like I said, I jumped over to Gervonta, caught it right at the right time. Beginning of round 1, ding ding, I saw all of that. Frank Martin, I almost said Frank Thomas. Frank Martin is a skilled boxer. I don't want to say looked impressive, but he seemed to have a good game plan and had good skills. I didn't think he was a bad fighter. I think he was winning maybe the first 3 or 4 rounds.
Yes, it's not even so much as an exciting fighter. Good combination lands for Martin
against Gervonta. And with that being said, Gervonta Tank Davis, who, you know, up until this point, I probably wasn't so much of a fan. I always respected his skills. I always understood the man can box. I always understood he can spark you with either hand. But I just wasn't so much of a fan. You know, I don't know why. I can't figure out why I didn't really love this guy as a boxer. Pause. But I think he won me over this time. Part of it might be because, which isn't a style, you know, accustomed to Gervonta Tank Davis. He was like Jason Voorhees, like a Baldemir, just straight up walking down Frank Martin. There was almost no respect to Frank Martin. And I don't remember what round it was. It may have been around like in between round 6 and 7 while Gervonta's in the corner. His trainer goes, you know, basically told him he's losing. And Gervonta came out in the 7th and 8th round with some urgency. He dominantly won the 7th round easily. And then I believe it was the next round, the 8th round.
For big trouble here. There's the uppercut, and there's the left.
And almost fallen, he got caught with another left hand. And that was the end of the fight. He hit the canvas hard. His head went back, you know. Big up to the referee in that fight. He counted to 10. Didn't just call it off. He did the count. Good job. I hate stoppages. Refs should always count. Makes no difference if you count to 5 and stop it or you count 5 more seconds. What is the difference for real? Somebody please let me know if there's doctors out there. Like what more could happen if he's laying and knocked out on the canvas for 5 more seconds or not? I guess your concern might be, well, what if he gets up at 8, 9 and then the ref lets him fight and he gets hurt? Well, if he's up at 8 or 9 and the ref visibly sees that he's okay, you want to fight, and the man says yes, and he rubs his gloves, cleans his gloves off, why would you not let them fight? Make it make sense to me. I had 2-time world champion Paulie Malignaggi sitting right here. Full interview. We'll put it up here. Both of us. He hates it too. I know most of the friends I have, none of them like stoppages. Timeout. The 10 count.
Go for it.
Pro boxing is not MMA.
No, absolutely
So
not.
these fucking stoppages need to stop.
Oh, man.
Just fucking
you took
count.
the word. Bro, that's
Just
one of my pet
fucking
peeves.
count to
That's
10.
one of my pet peeves,
I
bro.
can't stand it, bro.
I can't believe you said it. Nobody ever says that. Thank you. I can't stand that,
I've been
bro.
screaming
What's
it for
the difference?
years. Count
What's
to
the
10.
difference if you count to 1, 2, 3 and stop it, or if you count to 9, 10 and stop it? 5, 6, 7 more seconds? What is the difference, bro?
You saved his life.
Especially that sometimes a guy is hurt at 2 or 3, but he's actually good at 10, bro. You gotta count to 10, jerk off. Not only that, now it's making it worse the other way, because now these commissions are improvising more. Like, oh, in order to not make a guy go on when he's hurt, you gotta make sure he's good. So now they're making guys get up off knockdowns, walk left, walk right, do jumping jacks. But by the time he's done, he recovered. The other guy had a chance for a knockout, now it doesn't.
I don't know why they do this. Just let him fight. Count to 10 and let him fight. Nothing dirty. That should be the ref's job. The doctor, on the other hand, you know, maybe he could say, no mas, you know?
What's up, Doc?
But whatever, these are just my opinions. So we had 3 good fights. We had more than that. I believe, what's his name? Adamas. He was good. And who else was on that card? I watched it. Can't remember, unfortunately. But yeah, if I brought you any sort of entertainment, like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you know when I drop a new video, and peace.